Welcome to your Wellcast, a guide to unlocking a healthier, happier you. Your host, Anna Kate, is an experienced holistic health and wellness coach. She's the guide by your side as you give yourself permission to build the life you envision, empowering you through motivation, education, and whole health nourishment. If you're ready to indulge in your wellness journey, Anna's here to help. This is your Wellcast.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to your Wellcast. This is a podcast where we provide knowledge nuggets to help you achieve your optimal health and well-being. I'm your host, Anna, and today we're going to dive into the beauty of autumn and the bountiful seasonal produce it brings with it. And so as the days grow shorter and the nights cooler, autumn ensues. It's a time for transformation in nature. And it's also the perfect time for us to align our nourishment with the season. So today we're going to talk about the abundance of the fall produce and how incorporating these ingredients into your meals can actually support your health and well-being and nourish your mind, body, and soul congruently. So many of us are in the hustle and the bustle of life. The pace of life is often unmanageable. So allowing yourself to slow down with these seasons truly brings you home. It allows you to reconnect. It allows you to re-engage with who you are and what matters to you. The benefits of eating seasonally are numerous. It's just one way to ground yourself over and over again, to bring yourself home. So seasonal foods are not only fresher and more flavorful, but they also tend to be more affordable and sustainable, which is great news for your wallet and the planet. We're all feeling it these days. And so what are ways, what are practices that we can come back to that really nourish us and our whole self? Seasonal produce is nutritionally optimized for the current season. So it provides you with all the nutrients you need to stay healthy and to stay energized during these days of change. I'm going to start with what are some of the autumn season stars in the produce aisle? Let's take a peek. First up, apples. These crisp, juicy fruits are synonymous with autumn. Apple picking is one of the most favorite outdoor excursions for the season. Apples are so simple, we often forget about them, but they are packed with fiber, antioxidants, and the vitamin C that we all need. They actually make for a perfect snack when you're on the run, or cut them up for the kiddos with a little peanut butter, a little caramel sauce. Right? Apples are a delightful addition to salads, oatmeal, and even those savory dishes like a roasted pork with apples and onions. And we can't forget about pumpkins and squash. These specific hearty vegetables are not only incredibly versatile, but they are so rich in vitamins A and C, and they have all the fiber. Whether you're making a comforting pumpkin soup with roasted nuts, or you are roasting an acorn squash, adding a touch of sweetness with some raisins. My mom used to always do that. Or you're mixing the butternut squash with your favorite pasta. These autumn gems are absolutely going to satisfy your taste buds and nourish your body. And what about those leafy greens? While it's true that the summer's lettuce and spinach may be fading, autumn actually brings us those robust greens like kale, Swiss chard, and collard greens. These nutrient-dense powerhouses are perfect for your hearty salads and sautés, and they are absolutely loaded with so many vitamins and minerals and those antioxidants to keep you feeling your best. A tip with these heavier leafy greens is to add a little ground sea salt. maybe some lemon if you prefer, and then massage them with your hands. This actually aids in digestion and actually gives each a more edible texture, depending on the recipe at hand. And so now that we've covered some of those key players in the produce lineup, let's go ahead and talk about how to incorporate these foods into your often busy lifestyle. One of the most simple ways to enjoy seasonal produce is to plan your meals around what is available locally and in season. And so visit your local farmer's market, check out the seasonal section in the grocery store, and simply stock up on those fall favorites, incorporating the ingredients and experimenting with new recipes. Batch cooking is another great way for busy professionals. Spend some time, you guys, on the weekend just preparing your meals with the windows open, nice music. Prepare meals that make you feel joy, that make you inspired, and that feature the seasonal produce that you picked up at the store. Make a big pot of that pumpkin soup or batch roast a bunch of root vegetables that can easily reheat throughout the week, right? It saves you time and ensures that you're having and getting the most nourishing options when life gets hectic. And remember that autumn is not just about what you eat. It's not just about the nourishment, the diet aspect of all of this, but it's also how you nourish your whole self. Embrace the season by taking brisk walks in the crisp air, practicing mindfulness in the falling leaves, savoring a warm herbal tea in the cozy evenings. Your holistic well-being encompasses not just what you put on your plate, but how you really connect with the world around you. And I want to leave you with a little more about seasonal recipes before you go. This is a wonderful way to incorporate the most fresh, the most flavorful ingredients available during a specific time of year. Seasonal recipes are designed to align the produce and the foods that are in season, ensuring that you simply get the best taste and the best nutritional value from your meals. So let's delve a little deeper into the concept of why. It's always my favorite topic. Why? The first thing is utilizing fresh ingredients. When you cook with seasonal ingredients, you're working with produce that has been recently harvested. This simply means that the fruits and the vegetables are at their peak of flavor and nutritional value. That's what I mean when I say nutrient dense. The seasonal fresh ingredients brings about natural sweetness, a juiciness, the aroma. Everything is more pronounced, enhancing that overall taste for any dish you prepare. They're also cost effective. Seasonal ingredients are oftentimes so much more affordable because they're abundant and they're readily available. When produce is in season, it doesn't need to be transported long distances or grown in controlled environments. So that simply reduces the overall cost. So again, grab from the outside of the grocery store, in the produce section, the most fresh, seasonal, abundant items that you can find. Eating seasonally can also be more sustainable for the environment, right? Seasonal produce typically requires fewer resources like energy, water, pesticides. That transportation that we talked about just a second ago, all of that can help reduce the carbon footprint overall. Seasonal produce also allows creativity and variety. So each season brings a unique array of the ingredients, right? Like what is grown at specific times in different areas. It's fascinating. And there is an abundance of variety. All of this can inspire creativity in the kitchen. You can experiment with different flavors, the textures, the combinations, making your meals far more interesting and satisfying each particular season. And when you grab the produce of the season, right, it's naturally going to be tailored to the nutritional needs of that time of year. So the benefits actually far outweigh when you stick close to what is in season. So for example, in the colder months of autumn and winter, you'll find more of those root vegetables, which are rich in vitamins and minerals that can help support your immune system. Again, we go back to that concept that I mentioned in the bioindividuality podcast episode, which when you're eating from a climate, from an ancestral, from a cultural perspective, the body is that highly intelligent computer system. So just like we're saying, when you grab produce in whichever season, this being autumn and winter, you need that immune boosting produce. You need the foods that are rich in the vitamins, minerals, antioxidants to fend off what could be in season and to just make your whole self as healthy and set up for success, right? To work optimally as possible. And cooking seasonally also allows you to connect with the natural cycles of Earth. There is a reason for it all. It is all integrative. And so connect with nature, connect with this aspect. It can help you become more aware of the changing seasons and cycles, and thus appreciate the gifts that each one of those seasons brings. And so I'm going to just run through a few examples of, seasonal recipes for autumn, many of which we've discussed earlier in this episode. And so roasted butternut squash soup, so yummy. This comforting soup combines butternut squash roasted in the oven, onions, garlic, warming spices like cinnamon and nutmeg. It's a perfect way to stay cozy on those cool autumn evenings. One of my favorites is the apple and kale salad. So to combine the crisp apple slices, sometimes I do cranberries as well in there, dried cranberries, with the fresh kale, toasted nuts, and a simple vinaigrette is such a refreshing and nutritious salad. The sweetness of the apples complements the earthiness of the kale. And it's so simple to go ahead and massage after you've chopped up that kale, to massage it with a little salt, with a little lemon, as you prefer, and really make it super digestible for your system. Pumpkin risotto is so yummy. It takes a little more time, but it's amazing to make on a fall afternoon. So that creamy pumpkin risotto is just delightful. It's made with the pumpkin puree, rice, Parmesan cheese, any of those warming spices that you prefer, just to make a rich and satisfying meal. Brussels sprouts with cranberries and pecans. A lot of times people hate Brussels sprouts, but I'm telling you, when it's made correctly, they are so yummy. Roast the Brussels sprouts, and they take on this caramelized sweetness when they're cooked. And so then you can combine that with tart cranberries and those crunchy pecans. I love to roast the pecans just slightly, chop them up. Again, more digestible, but everybody has their preferences. And so this side dish is so great. It's so flavorful. It's so festive. Again, pair it with what we talked about before with, a grilled pork or pork with apple butter, etc. So yummy for the season. You guys can make an autumn vegetable stir fry. Stir frying is so quick. It's so versatile when we are in those, last minute meal, rushing around dinner time situations. So just use a mix of seasonal vegetables that you prefer, like carrots, broccoli, bell peppers. Toss them in a savory sauce, and voila, you are good to go. It's a super colorful meal filled with lots of nutrients. And then we can't forget about the beverages. And so, what is perfect for the fall season is that warm, spiced apple cider. It's so classic. And all you do is simmer a little bit of apple cider with the cinnamon sticks, some cloves, and a hint of citrus for such a fragrant and comforting beverage. Now, remember, these are just a few examples, and there are countless ways to get creative with seasonal recipes. Whether you're a novice cook or an experienced chef and you absolutely love it, explore the flavors of each season from your local farms, from, remember, the outskirts of the grocery store. And all of this can be so rewarding. It brings mindfulness into your life very naturally. It makes you slow down. It grounds you. And so this sort of culinary journey can support your health and well-being. Next time you're at the farmer's market or you're at the grocery store, just take a moment in the beginning to see what is in season and let it inspire your next meal. I hope you found some inspiration today by simply embracing what it is to live, to thrive in this beautiful fall season. Try incorporating these nutritious ingredients into your meals so you can really, really thrive on the cooler days, the darker evenings that lie ahead. All right, until next time, loves, be you, love them. Talk to you soon.
Thanks for listening to Your Wellcast, a guide to unlocking a healthier, happier you. Keep in touch on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at AnnaKate_Whole Health. To get in touch with Anna for personalized coaching and guidance, visit AnnaKateHealthCoach.com.